Hello everyone, my name is Tim Beal. This is my Pachakcha assignment for design tools. I apologize for my current location. This is the quietest place I have right now, and just bear with me and we'll go ahead and get started. So today I'm going to show you how to cook lemon butter chicken. It's real easy. This is something that's good, it tastes good, and it's not very difficult to do. Um, People, oh, cooking. No, this is good. It's easy, and we'll show you how to do it. So here's what you're going to need. You're going to need a 12 to 14 inch Teflon pan. I would definitely suggest Teflon, for non-stick purposes. A cutting board, a liquid measuring cup, a small to medium chef knife, tongs, and 4 serving plates, give or take a plate. We'll see what happens depending on your preferences. For ingredients, you will need 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts, 4 lemons, 4 ounces or 1 stick of butter. It can be salted or unsalted, that doesn't matter. A cup of flour, 1/4 a cup of olive oil, and a 1/4 of cup of white wine. These you can all pick up at your local supermarket. This is what I used. I used garbanzo bean flour and some sort of buttery, organic, vegan spread thing because my significant other has to be gluten-free, dairy-free. My pictures might look a little different than what you make, but it all tastes the same and it works the same exact way. It still comes out real good. So yeah. So what kind of wine should you get? These are the 3 that I would suggest. It should be white wine, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Grigio, Chardonnay. It needs to be between 10 and 13% alcohol content, and you really shouldn't be spending any less than $9 or more than $12, because then it's just not going to taste right. So let's get started. We take your chicken breasts, take them out of your package, and pound them to about between a 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 an inch. I used my hand because I didn't have a meat pulverizer. So use whatever you want you have on hand. Your hand works just fine. But if you have a meat tenderizer, you can use that too. You're going to grab 2 of your plates, put your cup of flour down, and then another plate you're going to use for seasoning, salt and pepper both sides, and once you're done with that, you don't have to, I do it for flavor, you toss it in the flour, shake it off, and then you're going to very, very, very carefully lay it into your pan that you have heated the oil up in. You plop it in there or drop it in there, it's going to splash everywhere and you're going to get burned with oil. So please be very careful and just lay both of them in there from, between medium and high heat. While that's cooking, you are going to take 3 of your lemons and you can cut them into halves or fourths, whatever you so choose. Squeeze them into your bowl. Make sure you take out the seeds. This is going to be the lemon part of it. And remember, just 3 of them. We're going to use the 4th one later. And make sure you get those seeds out or else you'll be eating them. So, you're going to let your chicken cook. This is what it should look like. Both sides. This is going to take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. Use your tongs to flip them. You don't want them any darker than this, otherwise you're going to burn it. Now, if they're not cooked, what you're going to need is a baking sheet and tin foil. Take your tin foil, lay it over your baking sheet, carefully take the chicken breasts, lay them on the tin foil, set your oven to 400 degrees. Let that cook for about 5 to 7 minutes. You can tell if it's done or not by slightly cutting it open and seeing if there's pink or not. You want 0 pink. So, while that's happening or your chicken is still cooking, you're going to want to measure out your 1/4 of cup of white wine and then have your lemon juice handy. This is what we're going to use in what's called the deglazing process. And this is going to be the foundation for your sauce. So you pour both of those directly into your pan, put the chicken breast back if you use the oven, or just leave them in your pan if they cooked well enough in the pan itself. This is what it's going to look like. It's going to sizzle, it's going to bubble, so do it carefully. Again, you don't want to burn yourself. Excuse me. Once you've done that, you are going to take your last lemon, cut that into wedges. And, you have your lemon here. You don't want to cut it in half. You want to cut it long ways. Cut that into wedges, and you come out with about 6. This is what we're going to use towards the end. This is what we call garnish. And a little extra lemon squeeze if you want it, if it's not lemony enough for you. Once your sauce, it should reduce by about half. This is a little less than half because I was, taking pictures and all that. But this is fine. You don't really want more than this because then it's not going to work well. But about this is what it should look like. It's not going to look very appetizing, but we'll get there. Don't worry. Once it's reduced, you're going to put your butter in. And again, this looks a little different because I use the other stuff. You'll just use an entire stick. But you're going to use a spoon or a fork. It doesn't matter. If you're using a Teflon pan, I recommend a spoon. And then you work that sauce or the butter into the sauce, and it works in itself. This is your result. It's going to look a little cloudy. It might not look very appetizing, but it's good stuff. Trust me. If you're doing everything right, it's good stuff. This is what we're going to use to pour directly onto our chicken. So once this is done, you take your chicken breasts and you put them on your plate and you drizzle that sauce directly on there. This is your finished product. And then you put your lemons on there and then, a little bit of parsley or whatever for presentation. And this is what you come up with. And then you do this with, obviously, two chicken breasts, 2 separate plates. Here's a little fancier picture for you. So, hopefully that wasn't too difficult or anything like that. It's incredibly good. It's really not that hard. It's nice and easy. But yeah, that's how you do it. So, I thank you for watching, and yeah.